If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Welcome, family, to another episode of Something to Say. I'm your host, Stan B, and this episode is my after work event. Yeah, I got something to say, man. You know what I got something to say about? The whole Black Lives Matter movement. Yeah. Look, you ready to rock? It's just my opinions, man. That's all. Let's go. Welcome, family, to another episode of Something to Say. I'm your host, Stan B. And if I sound like I'm a little drained, pardon me, please. I just got off work, man. And for those who don't know, I do asphalt work. It could be grueling at times. The season just started back up. So, pardon self, all right? But, look, let me tell you off top, man. Like, I do this whole podcast thing not to really get rich or for monetary gain or anything like that. It's mainly just to network, to get my voice out for people to hear my thoughts, what I think, what I believe. Also to give you other people's stories, different stories, their lives, their situation, because we all got a story. You know what I'm saying? And so as I continue to do this podcast, I'll eventually evolve, the more I put into it. To say that it's easy, it's not. People tell me, people used to tell me when I was younger, yo, you got that radio voice, man. You can be on the radio, I believed it somewhat, but, I have to, on the radio, you have to be a certain standard, talk a certain way. And, so all of that, I would have to be coached on all that kind of stuff, right? But believe it or not, back in the day, I used to be in a radio class where we did that. And this was for the Newport News Public School System, telecommunications building. And they would have, like, we had 2 periods over there. It was the last 2 periods of the day, and then we would be bused back to our respective schools. And you had kids from Ferguson, from Minchfield, from Denby, from Warwick. Everybody came from different schools to this particular spot. And we had the radio and we had the TV, and I was in the radio class. And man, I loved it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was cool with it till the teacher told me, maybe one day she was telling me do 2WD or a country station or something. I was like, oh, I ain't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I want to use my voice for that, because, back at that time, man, you young, you listening to the Urban 103, that type of station. So, but anyway, I'm getting all off the topic, man. That's what I like to do. I like to just converse and just give my thoughts about things. But the last couple of days, I've really been thinking about this particular topic that's been weighing on my thoughts. And the topic is the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, let me tell y'all, first of all, I don't need a phrase. And now let's just take the phrase, Black Lives Matter. They do. All the time. They matter all the time. Regardless of any situation. They matter all the time. Just like everyone else's lives matter. But the emphasis on Black Lives Matter is to let you know that Black Lives Matter. Don't hit me with the, and all lives matter too. We know that. We're trying to get you to see Black Lives Matter. Right? Now, with that said, if we saying Black Lives Matter, and if we pertaining it, we putting it to a case that I'm saying pertaining. If we put it to a case that pertains to um, the police killing one of our young black men, or one of our black sisters, or what have you. Um, yes, it has been from the beginning of time, from the beginning of the conception of the police, which was born out of slavery, and that's history. That's not to try to bring, race and all that. That's history. That's historical. Look it up. But from that time, all the way to now, there have been many police killings that make you ask the question, do black lives matter? We're not just talking about a George Floyd or Breonna Taylor. We're not just talking about that. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about so many lives before them and, after them, because it didn't stop after them. And so, with that said, I don't have a issue with the Black Lives Matter movement. My issue is more so, I guess, what is the movement doing for the black community? If we saying Black Lives Matter, and we know that Black Lives Matter all the time, what is the organization of Black Lives Matter doing for black people? That's my question. And it's not to because they like to say crabs in the bucket, and black people will tear you down. Because I'm not tearing them down. I can understand the movement and where it was born from, and this, that, and the third. But I have an issue when the father of a person that y'all have been using this man's face to back the movement. I have a problem with when that man is suing for some money that, as an organization, y'all made in a year's time, and almost $100 million. Almost $100 million. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money, man. You know, um, and so my whole thing is like, what are they doing with the money? Are they doing stuff that benefits black people? Are they building stuff? What are you doing? You see what I'm saying? And why is this man suing y'all for any type of amount of money? Because if anything, we all would think, oh well, sure, he backed the movement. He gonna back the movement because his son was murdered by the police, and and he gonna back the movement. They representing him, but obviously he don't feel the same because he's seeking $20 million so he can continue on with his movement, because he feel like y'all have used his son's likeness to further your movement, which undoubtedly had a presence in this year's election. Definitely, what I'm saying, and getting people on board with with bringing Biden in and bringing Harris in. And I'm really not into the whole political scheme of things. I hate the leftists, the rightists, all these different terms and these different things that make you this political person. I could really care less, man, because I really feel like we just need a whole nother party that represent a whole different group of people that look like me, think like me, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we won't even touch on that. But we need to get rid of this whole thing we got going on, because I don't see nothing they do for the people. They just, if you rich, you good. Poor, everybody gonna be scrambling. You white, black, Asian, whoever, you gonna be scrambling. That's what it is. But back to this Black Lives Matter, man. Like, I just don't understand. I don't get why the man is suing you. I mean, you might say it's personal, but I don't think it's personal. I think he feel like, yo, you use my son's likeness. It helped your organization gain momentum, get a kind of get a face to it, which was a real face, my son's face. And now I need $20 million so I can further my efforts that's in my son's name. That my advocation for police reform and against police brutality and all that type of stuff. So I'm just not understanding why the man got a lawsuit against y'all. And it's just crazy, man. Like, cause on one hand you'll have people that will defend them to the end, and so it's just like, all right, you defend them or what have you. And then you have other people like myself who's just trying to figure out, like, these organizations, these people that stand up for us. Are they really standing up for us? Are they really doing what they supposed to do for us? You know what I'm saying? Like, you using black, Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? So what are we doing for Black lives? And this is another issue that I have, and I think a lot of people have this same issue. Don't get me wrong. All of the murders perpetrated at the hands of the police in any way, shape, or form on us, unarmed, innocent, all that kind of stuff. I'm against. Totally. I could, because that could be, that could have been me. You know what I mean? Like, I never, I always think about that. I always say, that I had my own situations with the police, so I felt like when I hear situations like that, that could be me, that could be my nephews, that could be my brother, that could be my cousins, that could be anybody I know. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same token, I'm from a city where, it's cool. It's cool when it's cool, but lately, 21, 20, it's been off the chain, man. You know what I'm saying? And then the city I live in, you think you kind of getting away from that situation, that type of stuff going on. Oh, it's right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? It's in the white people neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, damn. You know what I mean? But that's crime. That's crime, man. That's what it is. What it is. But when you have that stuff going on, I could be the same way I could be a person that get murdered by the cops. I can get murdered by my own brother for nothing, right? So here's my thing: where's that outrage? That I'm mad, I'm ready to tear something up. You know what I'm saying? And look, not just from your brother, just Daquan that graduated from college, and he was 23 and he was on his way to do something, but he got mixed up with a couple of bad dudes, and you know what I'm saying, lost his life. But what about little mama? She's 7, 8 years old. She was just in the car, just came from the mall. She in the mall parking lot, get hit in the head because some young boys want to go at it with each other.